Good morning everyone. Today in this video we are going to discuss about model number 5. There are mainly three parts in the model number 5. The first part is about Arduino Uno, where we are going to learn about what is the specifications of Arduino Uno and what are the programming language you are using for Arduino Uno board. Then second part is about Raspberry Pi. So what are the different specifications of Raspberry Pi? How can I use this Raspberry Pi for various IoT applications? And third part is all about applications or case studies we can call. We are going to take that smart city as an example, and we are going to learn about the what are the things is going to happen in the smart city or connected cities. So as a first part in this video, we are going to learn about Arduino Uno board. So topics of the content are like this. So first we'll see that what is the introduction to the Arduino, why Arduino, which Arduino we are going to take. Then you are going to learn about that what are the specifications of Arduino board, what are the different types of pins available in the Arduino board. Then we'll see that how to install the software called Arduino Uno IDE in your laptop. So once you install it, how you are going to execute the program in the Arduino Uno. Then we will see that some fundamental of Arduino programming, like what are the different types of pins available, what is the meaning of analog pin, digital pin, what is a PMW. That is, these things we're going to learn about that in the last topic. So as a first part, all you know about the Arduino board, because we have conducted 2 or 3 workshops on the Arduino Uno and Node MCU. So Arduino is very simple microcontroller that mainly used to do some interactive applications or interactive controls and environment easily. So the hardware consists of the 8-bit or 32-bit ARM processor. So ARM means advanced machine, that mainly used to have the limited number of pins, limited number of applications we can run in the Arduino board. So the Arduino board is mainly developed because of it will be helpful for the students and professions to create applications on trial and error basis. So we are having certain sensors we can attach to the Arduino, and you can have the actuators, motors, and just mainly for learning the environment of IoT. So it offers very simple integrated IDE, that is Arduino IDE, that is mainly used to develop the applications. If you know the basic C program, it is very easy to write the programs in the Arduino Uno. So why it is preferable? What is the advantages of Arduino Uno? As a first part, it is very inexpensive, means that within a price of 100, 300 to 350 you will get the Arduino board. So that's very cheaper in the market, and it's a cross platform, means you can execute the programs in any of the platform. It may be the Windows, Linux, Mac OS. And next advantage is a simple and clear programming environment. So it doesn't have complex programming requirement. So if you know the C and C++, that's better. You can easily do the coding in the Arduino. Then it's one important concept is open source and extensible software. Open source means it's freely available online, and you can use it, use the code, you can modify the code, you can execute the different types of code, and then you can create certain libraries in the Arduino. Along with this software, extensible hardware is also coming here. So you can add your own hardware, you can create the certain applications, real applications, and use for the certain advantages. Then which Arduino you have to use? There are certain entries are there, entry level, enhanced level, whether you go for the IoT applications or you are going for a smart things like wearable watches, smart watches, like that. So certain levels are there. So based on the level you can choose the certain codes, and you can try to do the programming and create the applications. So there are certain varieties of Arduino. So many varieties are there. So I list out very simple or very popular boards here. The first one is Arduino Uno. It's a Atmega 328P is a processor microcontroller, sorry. Then it is a 14 digital pins, IO pins, along with the 6 analog pins, 16 megahertz crystal, USB connection, power jog, and other things. It can connect to the computer, laptop with the USB cable. It may be USB with like printer cable. So you can have some advantages of using that. You can connect to the computer and do the programming easily and burn your code into the Arduino board very easily. Then Arduino Mega 2560, it's also one of the microcontroller. The microcontroller is 2560. The controller name is the 2560 only. The Atmega is a series of microcontrollers. Then it is having 54 digital IO pins. So having only 14. If you want to enhance level or other advanced level, you can choose this board for different applications. Along with this, you will get the 16 input pins and UART connection, 16 megahertz crystal oscillator, USB connection, power jack, ICP header, and reset button. So it is recommended board for 3D printers, robotic projects. You can use this board. Then Arduino Micro, this is again same use as a only, but it is having some other application because having only 14 digits, 14 digital pins, and it is micro having 20 digital pins. Along with that, 12 analog pins, 16 megahertz crystal oscillator, micro USB. Everything is same other than this. So this is a Arduino Uno board that mainly used for learning purpose. So there are certain pins, microcontrollers, USB, power jack, so many things are available here. So the cost of this Arduino is around 300 to 350 rupees. So these are the layout of the Arduino Uno board. So there are certain things here. The first one is, you see here, this is a USB port. So USB port is mainly used to connect to the different application like printers. You can connect other devices, mouse, other things. You can, whatever the USB ports are there, you can connect to the this button. So this is a reset button. If you want to execute the program, burn the program, and execute try new type of code, it will be used for resetting the all the environment in the USB in not in the Arduino board. So there are power jack. If you want to give the power supply, you can give it from this jack only. So this is your microcontroller at Mega that mainly used to take all the task of controlling all the pins, all the devices, all the oscillators in the connection. And this controller is, this pin is used for USB controller that control the USB USB operations. And if you see this in the side, so these are the certain pins. 6 pins are there, A0 to A5. So these are the analog pins. So if you want to use some analog input or if you want to extract analog output, so these pins are going to use. So here there are two grounds are here, and there will be a 5 volt, 3.3 volt, and 7 to 12 volts you can give in this board. There are different voltage category pins are there. Based on the requirement, you can take the voltage. Then there are certain pins like digital pins that mainly used for certain purpose. So these are the 8 to 13 are used for the digital pins, and other digital pins slot is 0 to 7. So these are used for certain different purposes. So this is the overall picture of your microcontroller Arduino Uno. So 16 digital pins, or 14 digital pins, 6 analog pins, and serial pins, pin 0, pin 1. They mainly used to receive the data and transfer the data from the computer to board, board to computer. There are external input pins. In pin number 2 and 3 is for the interrupts, and pin number 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11 is for the converters, analog to digital and digital to analog converters. Then SPI, it's a pin 10, 11, 12, 13 are used for the serial peripheral interface. If you want to connect the some peripherals using serial connection, you can use it here. So pin number 13 is specifically built for the LED. There is one small LED in your board. So if you want to blink that LED for any indication purpose, you can use that pin number 13. And two wire interface, that is a A4, A5 can be used for the some interfacing with the multiple wires. Then reset button is used to reset the particular microcontroller. So all the operations will be reset here and set the default configuration to the environment. So how to install the Arduino software? So IDE is the integrated development environment. So to do the coding for the Arduino board, you have to use this IDE. So that IDE available in a variety of operating system like Windows, Mac, Linux, and portable IDE. So based on the Linux and Windows based. So you can do it either online as well as offline. So there is an online editor is available. Directly go to the editor and do the programming and try to run burn the program from the online editor. Offline you can download it, install it, then you can use for the offline. Connecting Arduino Uno to the learning board. So how to connect to the desktop to board? So using the interface called USB cable that is available for printers. So that is AB USB cable we call it is, that mainly used to connect your Arduino board to your PC or laptop. First you need to install the IDE and connect the board to the IDE. Then you have to write the program and install it and burn it using the IDE. Now, so first step is you have to choose the board. So to choose the board in the Arduino IDE, you have to go to the tools board and select the Arduino Genuino Uno to connect to the two different boards. Then once you select it, so select the serial devices on the board from the tools serial port. So a port will automatically updated from the IDE itself. Sometime it is 2, 3, COM3, COM2 and COM1. So like that, if you want to check that which COM it is, just reconnect it and check it whether which COM port is used for your USB board. Now when you disconnect and reconnect that the board from the PC, so it's going to show that what is the port is going to connect it. Now in this picture we have connected to the COM6. Now there are certain predefined examples available in the IDE. So to want to check that, to execute the programs, you just go to the file and click on the examples. You will get the many examples like basic examples that mainly used to understand the coding part or how it going to works in the Arduino board. Now, so once you type the program, next you have to check for the errors. So this button is going to check for the errors, and once you errors are not available, that you can run the program. So running the program, you are going to see that it's going to upload the program to the board, and board will start executing the code. So this is a menu of the IDE. So the first one is verify. This part is verifying the code. Then second one is upload. And if you want to go to the new file, you can click on this one. And this is open. And last one is save. This is some menu bar of the IDE. This is a text editor that mainly used to type the program in the Arduino Uno IDE. So these are the menu of the file. So file new, open recent, sketchbook. So as a computer science students, you know that what is the use of this menu. So I will skip this part. Now it's our technical specification of Arduino Uno. So the microcontroller is Atmega 328P. What is the voltage of operation is 5 volt. There are certain other volts are also there, 7 to 12, 6 to 20. So along with that we are having certain 14 digital pins, 6 PWM pins and 6 analog pins. Along with that there are having certain flash memory 32 KB, SRAM 2 KB, EEPROM 1 KB, clock speed is 16 MHz and LED built-in is 13. So pin number 30 is connected to the built-in LED. So this is the length and width specification of the IDE. What is the length is 68.6, width is 53.4. What is the weight is only 25 gram of weight. Now in the next section we will see that what is the initial programming, what is the fundamentals of Arduino program. We are going to learn about how to write the program, what are the basic things you require to understand to write the Arduino program. So the program format is, structure of program is having two parts. The first one is main things. You want to start your main program. Before we going to see this, we will see that what are the different types of predefined functions available here. Setup and loop. These are two predefined functions. Setup is used to initialize the variable, assign some pins to some devices, some sensors. Okay, you have to initialize input pins and as well as output pin, so that everything is going to initialize in the setup function. This is a predefined function, and loop function is also predefined. Mainly once you set up, the loop function will execute all the steps again and again unless when you press the reset button in the board. So We will see one small example, blinking LED. So LED is a light emitting diode that mainly used to for identification purpose. Suppose you want to check some errors, some status of the programming, you can use this LED to understand that how the programming is works in the background. Then pin number 13 is predefinedly connected to the LED. So there are certain predefined functions we can use here: pin mode, digital write, and delay. So pin mode is mainly used to assign that pin to the input as well as output. Digital write is used to give the signals to the output function, output parts, and delay is used to after some time you have to after some time of blinking you have to give some delay to understand that whether LED is on or off. So for the purpose we're going to use the delay function. So this is a program where we're going to understand that what is the different concepts in the program. The first one is hash define LED pin 13. It's a micro hash define LED pin is a 13, means by default pin number 13 is attached to the LED light that is available in the controller. In the setup function, what we are doing is we are using the predefined function called pin mode. There are two parameters we need to pass: pin number followed by the whether it's input or output. So as you know that pin number 13 is LED and pin number 13 is LED and out is going to output part because blinking is a always it's the output. Then we have to go for the loop function where we are going to write the small program about first LED pin write digital write I'm going to use. So what pin you are going to give the signals, that is the pin number 13 that we initialize in the hash define. So high is you are going to turn LED on. There are two values, high and low. High means on, low means off. So once I will turn on, I have to give some delay, otherwise you can't see that whether it's LED on or not. Within a fraction of seconds it become off if I combine these two codes. Okay. So that to differentiate that, understand the concept of on or off, to see that whether pin is particularly on or not, so we have to use some delay function. Delay is available in a milliseconds. 1 second means 1000 milliseconds, so I have to give the delay. So this all four steps will be executed iteratively until unless if you press the reset button or you turn off the board. So what are the different data types available in the Arduino programming? There are mainly four: Viod, no return, Boolean, true or false, character it's ASCII number, you can use up to 255 characters, unsigned char means decimal numbers from 0 to 255. So these are others data types that mainly used here. Int is again 4 byte, and there are different categories of int: signed int, unsigned int, word, long. So many things are there. So these are similar to the C programming, but some of the word, array, and string are used for the for other different categories like installing, assigning the array, assigning the string, and assigning the largest decimal numbers to the integer. For that we are going to use the word. Now if statement, to check the conditions you have to use the if statement. There are two syntaxes: simple if and if else statement. Simple if followed by the expression followed by the statement to be executed when condition or expression becomes true. So this all you know about the if statement. Second one is while loop. So while loop until unless the condition is false, so the loop will be executed. So next one is digital IO. So there are certain predefined functions are there to see that to pass the input and output from the pin to the board. So pin mode, that mainly having two parameters: pin number as well as mode of operation, either input or output. So pin is a pin number. Okay, I have to give the pin number. Which pin number is giving that? Whether you're reading the data from that particular pin or you are going to give the data from that pin to the output. Digital read, you have to read the data from the digital in the digital format. You have to use that digital read. So digital read is again having only one parameter, that is a pin number you have to use. So function returns either true or false or high or low depending upon the input is going to read. Digital write is mainly used to put the value to the output component. So digital write again it's having two parameters, pin and value. So what is the pin you are using for that output, which are pin for using, and what value are assigning for that value. Again, it's having same value, true or false. Analog read, so to read the analog values from the particular pin, you have to use that analog read. It's having one parameter, so that is the pin number. From which pin number you are using the reading the value. That is all about this. It reads the voltage value on pin and returns the value as an integer. So whether how much voltage is passed to that pin, and that value is converted to the integer. So like that we are going to use the analog values from the pins. Analog write. So mainly used to write the analog output on the digital pin. So to want to write that some analog output on the digital pin, you have to use this analog write. So Arduino using pulse width modulation, that mainly used to emulate the analog output. It relies on the two things, pulse width and duty cycle. So pulse width and duty cycle are two important factors that mainly convert to the analog to digital and digital to analog values. Then time functions, there are two time functions, delay and millis. Delay function is going to wait for some specific number of milliseconds. So until next step is going to execute. Millis returns the number of milliseconds that sketch has been running. Return the number as an unsigned long. So mathematical functions, min and max. So out of two parameters, which is the minimum value, that are going to return to the results or output variable, and max is also which is the largest number in the two values. We're going to return the value to the output variable. So random just used for the getting some random number, reading random numbers. So there are predefined function that generates some pseudo random numbers. There are two formats. The first one is only maximum value. So my first parameter is max, means that what is the maximum value of the random number. So it takes from 0 to that number. Otherwise, if you want to generate some predefined values between two ranges, so min and max you have to pass. So minimum value to maximum value. So for example, you want to generate a number from 1 to 10. You have to give the min as a 1, max as a 10. So like that you have to use the random numbers. So this is all about the Arduino Uno board and its specification and its programming concept. So if you have any doubts, post the doubts into the Google Classroom. I will try to resolve it. Thank you.